Good morning, guys. It's Grace. Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day. I hope that if you guys got the day off from school or work, that you are spending it productively. And BC just woke up from his nap. And anyways, I hope that you guys are having a great Monday and that you are having a great start of your week. And if you're not, I hope that it gets better for you. And if it is already good, I hope it stays good. Today's video is going to be about facts, which I know my last video was about facts as well, but bear with me. Hopefully Wednesday's video will be a little different. This one, however, is not about anything specific. It's about trivia, so it's more of random facts instead of about something in particular. So let's get started. Oh, I also have 20 facts. I did forget to mention that I got them from an article by Mental Floss that I will link to in the description. This is not all the facts that were on there. This isn't even half of what was on there. So, like always, I just picked some that I thought you guys would be interested in. And if you want to go see the rest, you're more than welcome to go do that. I actually encourage you to go do that. Anyways, so now we can get started. The first fact is that a Three Musketeers originally had 3 smaller candy bars, 1 vanilla, 1 chocolate, and 1 strawberry. I personally don't eat Three Musketeers. I don't think I've ever even tried one, but I can tell you right now I probably would not have liked strawberry flavored ones. Maybe chocolate, maybe vanilla, but I don't know. Definitely not strawberry though. I'm not big on strawberry flavored candy, but that's just me. Fact 2 is that 111,111,111 times 111,111,111 equals a number that, if the individual numbers are says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, which I personally think is really cool. But little things like that, I'm a person who can be happy, excited, surprised about the little things. That's why this fact is exciting for me. However, I know that you guys might not think it's as exciting as I do. But anyways, the third fact is that the reason that Ben & Jerry's ice cream is so rich is that co-founder Ben Cohen has almost no sense of smell. So every time he couldn't taste the flavor, he would just add more, which makes sense because I think 80% of taste is smell. And so if you couldn't taste it, or if you couldn't smell it, he would have a hard time tasting it. I think though that it worked out pretty well for their company because everybody loves Ben & Jerry's. So the fourth fact is that Cadbury sells 200 million cream eggs in the UK every year. That's more than 3 for every person who lives there. I've also not ever had a Cadbury cream egg either. But I think that I might start trying this candy since I'm now telling you about them. Fact 5 is that Washington, D.C.'s cherry trees were a gift to the U.S. from Japan. A lot of these facts I don't have any backstories on. I don't know why Japan gave us a gift. I'm not big on history. I don't know it as well as I probably should. But yeah. Fact 6 is that a woman from California tried to tried to sue the makers of Captain Crunch because Crunch berries contain no berries of any kind. Quote, no berries of any kind. I don't know if she won or not, but I have a slight feeling she didn't because of how big of a company they are and how much money they probably have. But I personally think that she should have won. Fact 7 is that Calvin Klein's obsession for men is used by researchers to attract animals in the wilderness to the cameras, which I don't know if that would be a good thing or not, but at least it can be used for something. I don't know if this is a scent that men and women also like, but at least it can be put to good use if men and women don't like it for its intended use. Fact 8 is that in 2006, an Australian man tried to sell New Zealand on eBay. I didn't know you could do that. The price got to $3,000 before eBay shut it down. I don't know. This guy probably did not have the authority to actually sell New Zealand, but it's worth a shot, right? Fact 9 is that some cats are allergic to humans, which like I said, I don't have any background information on this. I don't know what exactly makes them allergic to humans, but I thought it was pretty cool that cats, or as with some humans being allergic to cats, cats can also be allergic to humans. Fact 10 is that the inventors of bubble wrap were originally trying to make plastic wallpaper. I thought that was cool. I don't know if I would ever want plastic wallpaper, but I think it's good that they still came out with something good like bubble wrap and were able to be successful in a way that they never intended to be. Fact 11 is that in the 80s, Fergie voiced Sally from the Peanuts. If you don't know, Fergie is part of the Black Eyed Peas, and I thought it was pretty cool that she voiced Sally from the Peanuts, because I never knew that before I found this article. So I thought that it would be nice to share with you guys, especially if you're a Peanuts fan or a Black Eyed Peas fan. Fact 12 is that the term used for the smell of dogs' feet, which lots of people say smells like corn chips, I personally don't think that's what it smells like, but anyways, the term for that is Frito feet. I don't know what I think they smell like. It's not like, I don't think it smells like something. I think it's in its own smell in and of itself, but I don't know. That's just my opinion, I guess. Fact 13 is that the American flag was designed by a high school student in Ohio who did it for a class project and ended up earning a B- on it. I think, considering that he got a B- on his thing, it turned out pretty good, as it is now our design for the American flag. Fact 14 is that 40 is the only number whose letters are in alphabetical order, which I think is pretty cool. But like I said, little things excite me. I find it odd that that is the only number out of all the numbers that is it like that, but it is cool. Fact 15 is that the sum of the numbers on a roulette wheel is 666, which for all the people who like to gamble out there, I think that's kind of spooky. So, if you're a gambler out there and didn't know that, now you know. Fact 16 is that a baby can cost new parents up to 750 hours of sleep in the first year. And I don't know about you, but sleep is pretty important to me. I get very grouchy if I don't get enough sleep. And I can't imagine what it must be like for these parents who have to do that. And I hope that when I have a child someday, it's a little easier than that for me. But in fact 17 is that in the 1870s, a Belgian village tried to train 37 cats to deliver letters, which did not end up working, but I think that would be pretty cool to receive a letter from a cat. But I'm also a cat lover, so I guess people who don't like cats might not like it as much. Fact 18 is that in 1957, Phillies center fielder Richie Ashburn fouled off a pitch and broke a fan's nose, which I think is an interesting fact in and of itself, but there's more. He also fouled off the next pitch and hit the same fan. I think that I would be okay being that fan, because you kind of go down in history, you know, even though their name was not mentioned, you know, it's still like, that was me, you know. Fact 19 is that in 1970, Ernie's song Rubber Ducky from Sesame Street hit number 16 on the Billboard Hot 100, which I think is a wonderful song to be on the Billboard Hot 100, in my opinion. Fact 20 is that the word unfriend appeared in print all the way back in 1659. I think that's a long time for people to be using the word unfriend, especially with how it's used now. Obviously, it probably wasn't used in the same context back then as it is now, but I think that's pretty cool that some of our modern sounding words aren't as modern as we think they are. Anyways, that is all my facts for today. I hope you enjoy. Like I said, hopefully Wednesday will be a little different, but bear with me. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Share my videos with your friends, family, whoever that might like to watch them. And I will see you guys on Wednesday.